Thanks for joining the mobile car doctor. We're going to do a rear axle. It looks like a 2007 Ford Mercury. We're going to take the rear end oil and drain it out of the rear end. They call it a pumpkin. I'm going to take this off, take the brake hardware off. I want to make sure there's nothing in the way when I push that axle out. So first thing you do is you jack the car up. This is a good spot to jack it up. Solid frame right here. I used a 4x4. It eases the lifting a lot better. Once you do that, you could either put a stand right here next to it, or you can go over here where I put them. Now I put them over here, which is probably not going to bother me, but most people, you'll have to get your hands in there, know what you're doing in the pumpkin. And it's right there by the fuel tank. That's not a big deal. I feel more secure this way. So what you do is you take the shield off in the back, and it's holding all your oil in it, 1/2 inch. Drain it into a pan. Over here in the front, I put a block under the back of the front tire and on the front of the front tire. I don't want this thing rolling frontwards or backwards. Forget that crap. Alright, so I freed my jack, and I'm totally on my stands right now. First thing you want to do is you want to take this tire off. Oh, by the way, Lowe's, brushless. It's a Cobalt. Look at that. 24 volts. Man, tell you what, if you're on the side of the road, you're going to wish you had this in your trunk. Well, just put the tire to the side. All you're going to do here, you can see he's replaced the brakes recently. So anything you catch on this car, you want to tell them while you're here. What I would do on this is I'd go for these caliper. This arm stays here. It's part of this frame here. So what we'll do is we'll just take the caliper off and set the caliper to the side. These arms will stay here. This will come right off. I don't see anything holding it, so that should just, there it goes. Look at that. That'll come off as soon as we get this caliper off and the brake pad. If you want to, you can put a screwdriver right here, pull back real slow, and it'll relieve the caliper itself, the little round caliper in there. So this will be easier when you put it back on. After I pull this off, this side looks like it's pretty much free. So I like the way they did that. If you want to, tie this up so you don't damage it. I'm just going to let it hang. It doesn't even look heavy at all. And that looks like 10mm bolt right there. So we'll just get a 10, take that off. Huh, seems pretty easy. Okay, as you can see, boom, abracadabra. No, I'm not magic. I just took this off, set it there, and then I took the rotor off, and look what I found. Look at this. Can you get an axle worse than that? And that's not the axle. I have a feeling the inside of the bearing is all shot up and chewed apart. And what happened was it damaged the sensor. You can see there's a bunch of pieces right here. Just pull them on out, because that wheel sensor's, sorry, effed. It's English, you know what I'm talking about. And it looks like the bearing, someone forgot to put the bearing in. I think it walked back and got stuck in there. Oh, that's terrible. All right, well, let me show you how you're going to do that.
At Oklahoma Proton Center, we believe every patient should have convenient access.
Yes, I listen to music while I'm working. It seems to stimulate the brain. Okay, so I took this off, 1/2 inch. It's probably done draining. I got in the back, checked all the teeth. I went all the way around. All the teeth are fine. No rear end damage. We're going to take this 8mm or 5/16 bolt out. When we do, this rod will come out. When it does, go back where I was jiggling that, push it inward, and a little clip will fall out. When it does, just pull out, and that axle comes out. I'll be right back. Okay, so I took the 8mm bolt out. Then this pin right here started to slide forward and it stuck. So I took a hammer. I have a good one right there. And I just kept lightly tapping right here. The vibration just pulled it out and it fell on its own and came into the pan. That's where I want it. Now I just push on the axle and push it that way, towards the driver's side rear. I'm going to push it that way and you're going to hear a pin fall. I'm going to just set this right here. like this. I don't know if you can see it. You may be able to see it, but I'm going to go push the axle in. And then the clip should fall out. There it is. Did you hear that, folks? It fell right out. Then you can pull your axle out. You know, if I had somebody to do video, I could pay them all day. Just go follow me. And that's it. Pins out. And I went and pulled, and there's the axle. See, it just pulls right on out.